Good morning, students. 9th standard social geography second lesson exogenetic processes book back exercise. Choose the best answer. The disintegration or decomposition of rocks is generally called as weathering. The process of the leveling up of land by means of natural agents gradation. Dash is seen in the lower course of a river delta. Fourth one, karst topography is formed due to the action of groundwater. Fifth one, which one of the following is not a depositional features of a glacier? Cirque. And sixth one, deposits of fine silt blown by wind is called as loess. And seventh, stacks are formed by wave erosion. Eighth one, dash erosion is responsible for the formation of cirque, glacial erosion. And ninth one, which one of the following is a second order landform? Here it is answer is Deccan Plateau. Second Roman letter, match the following. First one, distributaries, lower course of a river. Second, mushroom rock, Aeolian process. Third, eskers, glacial action. Fourth one, stalactites, karst topography. Fifth one, cliff, it is the action of a sea wave. Then third Roman letter, consider the given statement and choose the right option given below. Here three sentences are given. First sentence, I-shaped valley is an erosional feature of a river. Second sentence, U-shaped valley is an erosional feature of the glacier. And third sentence, V-shaped valley is an erosional feature of a glacier. Your answer is B option is correct. That is second only correct. U-shaped valley is an erosional feature of the glacier. And second one, statement 1, running water is an important agent of gradation. Statement 2, the work of the river depends on the slope of land on which if it flows. That is your answer is statement 1 and 2 are true. Third one, statement limestone region have less underground water. Reason, water does not percolate through limestone. Here the statement and reason are wrong. Fourth Roman letter, answer in brief. First one, define weathering. Weathering is a disintegration and decomposition of material of the earth crust by their exposure to atmosphere. Second question, what do you mean by biological weathering? Biological weathering occurs due to the penetration and expansion of plant and roots, earthworms, burrowing animals, that is rabbits and rats, and some human activities. Third question, mention the three courses of a river with any two landforms associated to each course. So here the course of a river is divided into three. First course it is the upper course, second middle course, third lower course. The upper course land features are V-shaped valleys, gorges. And in the middle course it is alluvial pans, floodplains, meanders, oxbow lakes. And it is a lower course, it is a delta and estuary. Then fourth question, what are oxbow lakes? First point, meanders in due course of time become almost a complete circle with narrow necks. This in turn gets abandoned and forms a lake. So this is called an oxbow lake. Fifth question is, how does a sea cave differ from a sea arch? Here the answer is sea arch. When two caves approach one another from either side of a headland and unite, they form an arch. Caves are hollows that are formed by the dissolution of limestone rocks when carbon dioxide in air turns into carbonic acid after its reaction with water. And sea arch example are Neil Island, Andaman and Nicobar. But here in caves are vary in size and shape. Example, Guptadam caves in western Bihar. And your sixth question, list out any forecast topographical areas found in India. Answer is Guptadam caves, western Bihar, Robert cave and Tapakeshwar temple, Uttarakhand, Pandav caves, Pachmari, Madhya Pradesh, and Kutum Sagar cave, Basta district in Chhattisgarh. Bora caves of Visakhapatnam is in Andhra Pradesh. Seventh question, what do you mean by hanging valleys? Answer is, hanging valleys are typically formed when the main valley has been widened and deepened by glacial erosion, leaving the side valley cut off abruptly from the main valley below. And second point, the steep drop from the hanging valley to the main valley floor usually creates cascading waterfalls. Eighth question, define moraine, drumlin, esker. Now A. Moraine. Landforms formed by the glacial deposits of valley or continental glaciers are termed as moraines. They are of various shapes and size like ground, terminal and lateral moraines, etc. B. Drumlins. Drumlins are deposits of glacial moraines that resemble giant inverted teaspoons or half-cut eggs. C. Eskers. Long narrow ridges composed of boulders, gravel and sand deposited by streams of melting water which run parallel to a glacier are called eskers. The next question it is mention the various features formed by wind erosion. Some of the erosional landforms of wind are mushroom rock, Inselberg and Yardings. I will see about the mushroom rock. When a rock's bottom is soft, the sand-laden winds blow against it and wear it down. By the constant wearing down action of the wind, the bottom gets eroded away to form a mushroom-like structure. Inselbergs. Certain hard rocks like igneous rocks are more resistant to wind action. Such isolated residual hills rising abrupt from their surroundings are termed as Inselberg. It is an isolated rock. And Yardings. In arid regions, certain rocks have hard and soft layers arranged vertically. When winds blow over these rocks, the soft layers get eroded, leaving irregular crest. These are called yardings. Your 10th question is, what is wave-cut platform? So answer, flat surface found at the foot of sea cliffs are called wave-cut platforms. Wave-cut platform is also referred as beach, shelf, terrace and plain. Then 5th Roman letter, chemical weathering is predominant in hot and humid zones. Our answer is chemical weathering predominant in hot and humid zones because heat speeds up chemical weathering. And second point, minerals can react with oxygen in the atmosphere or water from rain, even occasional rain in arid zones, to change their chemical composition. The 2 points are enough. And second question, silt deposits are less at estuaries than deltas. Deltas form at the mouths of large areas when sediments and silt accumulate. So as sediments continue to accumulate, the course of the river may even be changed. So estuary is formed when the rivers meet the sea. Deposition of silt by the river is not possible here in the estuaries like delta, as if the waves keep on eroding the deposits. Third question, the snow line is at the sea level in polar regions. Answer, first point, the snow line is an irregular line located along the ground surface where the accumulation of snowfall equals ablation, that is a melting and evaporation. This line varies greatly in altitude and depends on several influences. Where temperature are slow as near the poles, this line varies greatly in altitude and depends on several influences. Where temperature are low as near the poles, the snow line is quite low in elevation. Where temperatures are high as near the equator, or snow line is very high. Therefore, snow line is at the sea level in polar regions. Your fourth question, wind can possibly erode the rocks from all sides. Wind can possibly erode the rocks from all sides because when a rock's bottom is soft, the constant wearing down action of the wind, the bottom gets eroded away to form a mushroom-like structure. Second point, certain hard rocks like igneous rocks are more resistant to wind action. Isolated residual hills are formed from their surroundings. When winds blow over the hard and soft layers of rocks, the soft layers get eroded, leaving irregular crest. Fifth question, in limestone regions, surface drainage is rarely found. First point, groundwater percolating through cracks removes the soluble rock while leaving an enlarged channel for further flow of water. Second point, if there is a thick cover of soil above the soluble rock, surface streams may flow above the subterranean karst drainage system. But most commonly, dissolution features occur at the surface. Therefore, there are few continuous surface streams. Next, sixth Roman letter, distinguish between physical and chemical weathering. Physical weathering, it is a breakdown of rocks without changing their chemical composition through the action of physical forces. Chemical weathering, disintegration and decomposition of rocks due to chemical reactions is called chemical weathering. The constant freezing and thawing of rocks during the night and day leads to the expansion and contraction of rocks. This is predominantly high in the hot and humid regions such as the equatorial, tropical and subtropical zones. Then physical weathering, exfoliation, block disintegration, granular disintegration, etc. are the different types of weathering. In chemical weathering takes place through the processes of oxidation, carbonation, solution and hydration. Second question, delta and estuary. First point here, a triangular shaped low-lying areas formed by the river at its mouth is called delta. Estuary is formed where the rivers meet the sea. Then deltas have fine deposits of sediments enriched with minerals. Estuary, deposition of silt by the river is not possible here since the waves keep on eroding the deposits. Then delta example are Kaveri Delta in Tamil Nadu. Here estuary, river Narmada and Tapi. Third question, stalactite and stalagmite. First point, stalactites, when the water containing dissolved calcite gradually drips from the ceiling of the caves, water evaporates and the remaining calcite hangs from the ceiling. Thus, stalactites are formed. Stalagmites, when the calcite deposits rise upward like a pillar, stalagmites are formed. Remember, stalactites with C meaning coming from ceiling. And remember, stalagmites with G, that is coming from the ground. G coming from the ground. And third point, limestone stalactites form extremely slowly, usually less than 10 cm every 1000 years. The stalagmite formation occurs only under certain conditions within the underground caverns. Fourth question, longitudinal and transverse sand dunes. Longitudinal dunes are long, narrow ridges of sand. Transverse dunes are asymmetrical in shape. They extend in a direction parallel to the prevailing winds. They are formed by alternate slow and fast winds. And longitudinal sand dunes are called safe in Sahara. And transverse sand dune, winds blow from the same directions. Fifth question, Inselbergs and Yardings. Inselbergs means an island mountain, isolated island mountain, and Yardings are formed in arid regions. It is an isolated residual hills rising abruptly from their surroundings. Example, Uluru or Ayers Rock in Australia. Yardings, here certain rocks have hard and soft layers arranged vertically. When winds blow over these rocks, the soft layers get eroded, leaving irregular crest called yardings. Sixth question, spit and bar. Spit. A spit is a ridge or embankment of sediment attached to the land on one end and terminating in open water on other end. Bar is a elongated deposits of sand, shrinkle or mud found in the sea, almost parallel to the shoreline. And spits are common at the mouth of estuaries. Example, Kakinada spit. And bar, where a spit grows across a bay, a bar is formed. The next class we will see the answer in a paragraph.